All right, well, thank you very much for sharing your insights on the personal and communal vision for Downey Center for Spiritual Living. And happy Mother's Day to everyone. How many of us on this call are moms? Just do the little raise hand if you're a mom. Happy Mother's Day. How many of you have moms? Oh, very good. Most of you. That's good. Happy Mother's Day. And I'm just curious, who's not going to raise their hand no matter what I ask? I'm looking at you, George. Where are you? So I just wanted to take a moment and take a deep breath. Put your hand on your heart if you would like. And just gently close your eyes and take a deep breath in, a deep breath of God, a deep breath of love. And breathe it in and sense and feel it circulate in and through your body. And then express out the love that you have for a mother. Express out the love you have for being a mother or for anyone that has nurtured you in any way. And then take a deep breath in and feel the gratitude of that love. And then breathe out again the gratitude you have for the experience of motherhood in your life. Retelling stories that as children used to be difficult, that when we tell them now, they're funny. Retelling the stories of our life that the mothering, nurturing of our own spirit fulfills us. And as we breathe that in, as we let go of the breath and breathe out, just relax, sit comfortably in your chair, and know that we have imbued this experience with the love of God itself. That right where we are, that God is. And our minds are so powerful that it doesn't know the difference of an experience that we imagined or if it was actually real. Our mind will picture for us anything that we ask it to do. So congratulations on learning a new spiritual tool that when you want to be with your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, that what you could do is close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and remember that relationship, that beauty. In Science of Mind, we believe heaven is with us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. So through the teachings of Science of Mind, we practice to focus on the good of God, the love of God, the relationships that don't know distance, time, and space, that love permeates all walls, can get there faster than a plane or any other mode of transportation, that love is everywhere present at each and every place. And another quote I want to share with you is by Mother Teresa. And she says, God speaks in the silence of our heart, that listening is the beginning of the prayer. And your body listens to everything you say, everything you think, everything you hear. Your body is constantly listening in, knowing why you said it, knowing what you make it mean and how you feel about it. And then it gets stored in this body. And this body is the energy and the information that goes beyond just your experience. It is a family lineage. It goes from generation to generation. One of the experiences I want to share with you, and I know this looks like Santa Claus. This is a Russian nesting doll. And even though it looks like Santa Claus, I want you to pretend it is your great-grandmother. This is your great-grandmother, and everything that she is and everything that she will become, and all the children and all of her children's children are in her right here, right now. That this is the beauty of God, that it is in its fullness, that as the great-grandmother is pregnant with the granddaughter, your grandmother, actually. The fullness of her is there, even though she is only pregnant with with her daughter, who is your grandmother, which you guys brought up today. And the grandmother has within her your mom. And it's in her fullness. It's in full potential. God doesn't dole out the expression of God. It is fully present at each one of these generations. Inside the mother is you, full, present. And inside you are your children. And inside your children are infinite possibilities. And God does not show up partial, whether it's a little human or a big human. The full potential and everything that we need in life is fully present right here in the embryo, in the tummy of the mommy. That the great grandmother has within her the full potential of her lifeline. And that each one of them, even though they can be individually expressed, we're all one. It's all here. And when the baby is in the mom's stomach, in the stillness, the first organ in the body that is created is the heart. And as the heart starts to give off the electrical impulse, the mommy can feel that heartbeat in her stomach. And the baby can sense and feel the heartbeat of the mother, and the relationship begins at that. I love it when I see daddies or parents put their voice, their mouth against the baby's tummy and speak to it and tell the baby how it's so excited that it's going to have an experience to hold them soon. The baby is consciously aware even before it is born. So the full process of God is in one. Many dimensions, many individualized expressions of the one, but it is full at every point and place. And who doesn't like a new baby? Everybody likes a new baby, right? You can hold it, smell it. Little baby, hold your finger and you are wrapped around that baby's heart for the rest of its life. That baby is so easy to love, and it's a miracle baby. You're actually 1 in a million. I looked this up, and a woman is born with 1 million to 2 million eggs of potential life. By the time she gets to puberty, it drops down to 300,000. But you're still 1 in a million. And of that 300,000, she ovulates 500 of those eggs. So you're still 1 in 500. The miracle of life that you are present here is just amazing to me. And in that stillness of development, your most critical organs are developed. Your personality comes with the package. Everything is beautiful. And it's easy. Marianne Williamson says it's easy to love a baby. They haven't said anything yet. They haven't done anything yet. It's a little bit harder to love an adult going through a hard time. And when an adult is going through a hard time, the best medicine is the care of a loved one that'll listen. Just listen. And till the person receives an intuitive hit that you have actually been present to what they're going through, they're not going to be ready to hear anything you say. So it's a delicate dance of being present in the silence as we help people through hard times. And so as a practitioner, I've done a lot of practitioner sessions. And for a while, I didn't know if I could do it anymore because I was having to lean in of the discomfort. 95% of the time when people come to a practitioner session, they come because they're hurting or they're going through a difficult time. 5% of the time they come and go, woohoo, prayer answered, let's go, let's rock and roll. But there's a process to this, and we have to lean into the discomfort. When I ask somebody to tell me about love, they usually tell me about their heartbreak. When I ask somebody to tell me about feeling included, they tell me how they feel excluded. They don't feel that they're included in anything. When I ask them to tell me about connection, they usually say they feel disconnected to life. And these are times when the intuitive hit of a practitioner is just to listen. In fact, I had a wonderful practitioner over at Agape that said, if you're doing all the talking in a practice session, you're the one in the session. So the practitioner is there to listen, to be a place for the individual to tell what's on their heart, to a place that's safe, full of love, that can help them look at, figure out what is right for them to do. So the thing that we discover, a lot of people have shame and fear and a disconnection. And that is usually what causes the dis-ease within the body. And there's a word that I want to share with you, and that is the word of courage. And this is what I'm hoping to live my life by. It's not hoping, I am living my life by. I'm in front of two ministers here. I better watch what I say. So I am living my life by with the goosebumps of courage. And I looked up the word courage, and it comes from the root word in Latin, cur, which means heart. And courage is living the whole heart story. So to live with courage is to be able to lean in the discomfort. Don't try and suppress it. Don't try and stop it. Lean into it so that you can experience what the message is that's being shared, and that you can then expand you as an emanation of light to be brave enough to live wholeheartedly. And to live wholeheartedly, it's a part of living in compassion for yourself. That we are going to make mistakes, we're going to have learning experiences, but it's part of the story. It's not the end of the story. It's just part of the story. And so many times that when I look back on life, my most difficult times were my best times for who it made of me. So have compassion for yourself so that you may have compassion for others. And feel the love of connection, that as you breathe, you are breathing the very breath of God. It is giving your body life. The first thing the doctor does when you're born is to breathe, to get you to breathe. And the second thing is to release that breath into your voice, announcing that you're here. The last thing we're going to do is let go of that breath. We are the breath of God, more real than any one thing we could ever experience. And I'm knowing that as I resonate with this quote by Rumi, that I see the beauty of me in you. I see the beauty of me in you. Isn't that what our friends are? The friends that reflect the beauty back? So whenever I see or feel something that I don't feel good about, I wonder, what is it that I'm rejecting about myself that I'm making this person pay for? So the beauty of the silence, the intuition, the feminine qualities of God that really aren't on gender, is just the quality, because we are both male, female, and form. You guys know this. So the feminine quality of God is to listen. Where is it that I am making myself pay for a misstep I took a long time ago? And I don't have to go back and tell everybody my story, try and find everybody I think I had a discomfort with. I find one person with confidence. I speak with them, or I journal, and I forgive myself. And through the radiance of your self-work, you develop that self-worth, and you become the whole heart of God, the whole light and love that you are meant to be. And in that whole heart, you start living authentically, and you're easier to be around. It's so hard to be around somebody that is, their nerves are so raw on the outside that everything you say or do hurts them. And you don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a mother for you, but I don't want to be that. So I develop within me the stillness, the listening of what my experience of life is trying to tell me, that I could be courageous and live wholeheartedly. What must I do to feel loved and belonging, feel that belonging? And that is to have compassion for myself and others, to feel the connection of love, and then have the courage to live a radiant, loving life. I want to say, take a breath right here, because a lot of people say, Judy, it's vulnerable to be the loving presence all the time. Be the first one to say hi, be the first one to say, I'm sorry, be the first. Well, we're the first one today to have a Zoom Sunday service. We're still experiencing first in our life. Life is preparing us all the time for first experiences. And how good it would be that you're going to be an example to life. Either you're going to be the one that inspired love or held on to resentment, pain, and worry. So you get to choose with every breath, how am I going to show up today? And I hope you show up to be the mother of all lovers right now. And so I'm going to read this one thing. I've got two more little things, and I'm going to open it up for discussion. The universe holds nothing against us. No matter how many mistakes we've made, we are still perfect beings within. And then within may become the without, if we fully, carefully train ourselves to listen to the inner voice of truth, which speaks to us in our moments of quietness and solitude. And that is in Science of Mind. And I would like to open it up if anybody, well, actually, Reverend Kevin and I would like to open it up if anybody would like to speak, because I've got great people supporting me to stay on track. Anybody have any comments? Please unmute yourself if you have a comment you'd like to make. As long as you look at me, I can talk, so please say something.
I think it was lovely. I related to everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's very kind. I don't recognize the voice, so please.
That was Carrie Ward.
Carrie Ward, thank you.
On Oceanside.
I lived in Oceanside on the Strand for a bit. Thank you, Carrie.
Vivian, did you want to say something?
I just was going to say I totally enjoyed that, Judy. I just thought that was beautiful. As always, it's very inspirational when you talk.
Thank you so much. Reverend Sunshine, you were correct. They want me to be happy and succeed.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Hannah's got her hand up.
Who?
Hannah?
Oh, Hannah.
I thought she did.
Yeah.
She's having microphone problems, I think.
Sorry. I really enjoyed the nesting doll. I'm at my grandmother's house right now, actually. I'm house sitting, and she has a nesting doll girl, and now Frankie loves it. And we talk about that, how it's like, this is the great-grandmother, the grandmother, me, and then little Frankie. So when you brought that out, I was just like, it was just all very present and made me feel really happy. So thank you.
I felt that way when you mentioned your great-grandmother and your grandmother, and then John mentioned, and then Bertha said that she loves everybody like she loves her son. I was just like, they were in on the talk.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Thank you.
I love who, Lily?
Yeah, I just want to say that thanks a lot, Judy. I love it. I love you talking. I love the connection that you made me feel with my daughter far away and inside my granddaughter, and I just feel it, and I feel the love, and I feel the connection with everybody. But you are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really want to say thank you, Judy.
Thank you very much, Lily. Revs? I would always love feedback from my Revs.
Yeah, Nancy has her hand up, and then I'll go after Nancy.
All right, Nancy.
I just want to say that I love that you spoke of courage. I have been struggling with needing courage in the right way, and a bit confused about it. So I think that was a bit of a message from God today. Literally, like through you, I'm like, okay, she's talking about courage. And that's one of the qualities I was thinking about most of the morning.
Wow, wow, wow. You guys are just like mind blowing. I'm blowing my mind. Reverend Kevin wants me to invite the callers as well. If anybody would like to say anything.
Dolores,
I follow.
go ahead.
Anybody who's using the telephone want to speak right now?
I do, if that's okay.
Yes. Go ahead, Gracie.
I follow Nancy. I thought it was inspirational the way you went through from, I didn't know any of my great grandmothers, but the way that you went through all of the different people in our lives was amazing, and has me taking a look at family a whole different way. Courage is huge.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Gracie.
So no, thank you. Thank you.
Reverend Santa.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, Judy, for your message today. I think that just the soft and tender way in which we put our hand on our hearts and just began to feel connected, like that's something like super simple that I can connect with anyone in my life and really just bring that memory full flood into my experience. And so that was my bookend. That's one bookend. To the closing bookend was the quote in Science of Mind that said, fully, carefully train ourselves to listen. Mm-hmm. And I think that is, for me, one of the spiritual practices, another spiritual practice that is so keen and so important, that I know that within me, that mother quality, that nurturing quality, that I am presence is always there, is always within me, is always present and available to guide me in everything. Yeah, that's the quote right there. And it's interesting that when I just am still and I'm training myself to listen to that deep voice within, that voice of truth, which speaks to me in those moments of quietness and solitude. So, even just yesterday, I had a conversation with my neighbor, and quite interesting. And, I just had to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna take this into my prayer and meditation, because I want to be able to speak and to come from love. I woke up this morning with just like, Pam, like this works, and it works well all the time. Amen. All the time. So, yeah. I feel like today's talk and just life in session there's no coincidences, that everything is interlocked, interchangeable, and that we're in alignment today. And I
yes,
say
we are.
we're in alignment.
It's all about mommy me.
So thank you for that.
Thank you. I would like to read just two more quotes that came to me yesterday. I was on a healing kinesiology class yesterday, and the teacher said, I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will really be happy are those who will sought out and find something to serve, someone to serve. And that was by Albert Schweitzer. But the quote last night, I went to bed going, I pray, God, that you speak through me, because I cannot come up with a talk today. And I went to bed a little concerned, but right before I went to bed, I checked my Facebook Messenger and I had a quote from a dear friend. It says, When we release the need to know everything, everything we need to know reveals itself to us. And that is from our own beloved Jan Hartman. So I appreciate you. I thank God for you. And I am happy beyond measure. Happy Mother's Day. And thank you for letting me be here. And Kevin? Rev Kev?
Yes, thank you so much, dear Judy. You are such a blessing for me and our community.
Thank you.
Beyond words. Your words are beyond words. Thank you. I feel the courage, the compassion, the connection. I hope those words were in your talk, but that's what I heard.
They were on page 4.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing it down.
So with that, let's just turn our attention inward for this moment and just call to heart and mind that courage, that compassion, that connection that is living spirit. That feeling, that knowing deep within us, surrounding and indwelling, propelling, connecting all that is, it's all God. And it's God in action, it is God in being, it is God in potential, and it is God in actuality. And that God is everywhere and within. So you are that God in full potential, you are that God in full actualization. And knowing what's true for you and what's true for me, I know it's true for all beings everywhere. That all that is an aspect, a facet, a frequency, a phase, an amplitude of living spirit. And within that spirit are the feelings of love and joy and peace, of compassion, of connection, of circulation. So I speak my word knowing that it is true for you, it is true for me, that our hearts are filled with communication. They are filled with potential. They are filled with actualization. I know that each of us now takes that time, that effort, that conscious step to be more sensitive to what the heart is communicating, what the heart is connecting, or what the heart is circulating by way of living spirit, by way of God. And in so turning to that aspect, that dynamic part of our lives, our living, our being, all things unfold with an ease and a grace. All things become clear. All crooked paths are made straight. Indeed, our life becomes a fuller and richer expression, experience of all that can be conceived as good and joy and fullness of being. In this moment, I include our friends and family members, all those who our lives touch. And I also include all those who have gathered in temples and mosques and ashrams, where we are all joined in our upward spiral of spiritual realization, our upward spiral of an expanding consciousness, our upward spiral of a more loving heart. So blessing the world as we are blessed, I just say thanks for this answered prayer, for this communion in spirit. And I release my word into the law of mind and action, knowing as it is spoken, it is so. That courage, that compassion, that connection, that's happening, that's expressing, it's experiencing, it's circulating in your life, in my life right now. It's happening right now. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you very much.